What is up, guys? Cream of the crop, back with another video. This time we're going to be starting a new series called Rookies the Glory. So essentially what Rookies the Glory is a series based on my GM, and we're going to draft as many of the 2015 to 2016 rookies as possible. What some of you might be wondering is, how am I going to do that if it's not 2K16? But what you can do is, right before you start your season, you can input the 2015 to 2016 draft, as you'll see in just a few seconds in the clip above. Downloading the roster, and our objective is to draft as many of those rookies as we can in this draft, possibly in the top 10, and try to win the championship with whatever team we can make. And as the series progresses, any rookies that don't perform to what we want them to, we can trade and get possibly other rookies that we didn't draft. So this video is basically the creation of our series that we're going to call Rookies the Glory. And if you guys think of a better name, please comment down below, but for right now it's going to be Rookies the Glory. And in this video you're going to see basically how we got most of the top 14 picks, and as you'll see in the end of the video. But we just ended up trading and trading and trading, and as you can see, we just got a accepted offer from the Magic for their pick, which ended up being a top 5 pick, I believe. Now, I'm not going to show all the trades I made, but just know that we kept trading up and up, and at one point we got Derrick Rose. You'll see in the clip coming up right now. But right here we're getting Tobias Harris and Ben Gordon. Tobias Harris being a really good trade value pick that I believe we end up trading in the middle of the season for a good pick. Right here, I believe we pick up Rajon Rondo from the Dallas Mavericks, and Rondo ended up being a pretty good pickup too, because we eventually traded him and got a pretty good player out of him. We're ringing up the Dallas Mavericks, and we're trading, I believe, Ben Gordon and Ersan Ilyasova and a first-round pick for Rajon Rondo, which in my opinion is a really good trade since Rondo's 2.5 stars. Here we use the trade finder tool in the game, and we just kept doing this for the majority of what players we got, which ended up turning into picks that we later traded for. Right here, in my opinion, this is probably the best trade that we have gotten so far in the series. We ended up picking Derrick Rose for Rajon Rondo and Tobias Harris, and that's a really good trade considering how Derrick Rose is a superstar and Tobias Harris and Rajon Rondo don't really compare to Derrick Rose. What I realized in this game is it's not really too hard to get Derrick Rose. I mean, maybe it's because he's coming back from an injury, but in my GM, you can pretty much pick Derrick Rose up pretty easy. We end up picking Bradley Beal and Nene for Taj Gibson and Chris Middleton. While Bradley Beal is a great player and he's a really good trade value, Nene was really hard to get rid of because it's like massive contract. So, and I guess he's getting kind of old. But we end up getting them, and as you can see now, we end up getting Brandon Knight, this is a really good trade because Brandon Knight's like 4 stars. Then we end up trading him for the Timberwolves pick, and as you see right now, we just ranked up and we got bait and switch. And what bait and switch does it makes the GM think that it's a good trade. And later on in this video, you'll see that we use the bait and switch, and we end up picking up a good pick. We ended up simulating the whole season, and I skipped most of it, but as we got offered to Omar Sheik, who's 2.5 stars or 3, and yeah, it was a pretty good trade, but here's the draft lottery, and we were supposed to get, I believe, the top 5 picks, including the number 1, but we ended up getting kind of messed up, and we didn't end up getting the first pick. But here, we are trying to make a trade to get the second pick, but unfortunately, Jahlil Okafor got picked first overall, so yeah, that's kind of unfortunate, but we did end up trading Karl Anthony Towns for Jahlil Okafor after the draft. But if you guys want to see Karl Anthony Towns, please comment down below, and I'll try to pick him back up. But right here, you can see us picking up the second overall pick, and I believe, yeah, we use bait and switch, the one that we acquired in the beginning of the season, and we are now using. We're looking at what our coach and our staff recommends us picking, and I end up eventually picking up Emmanuel MUDIAY with the second overall pick, as you'll see right now, I believe. Yeah, there we go. And with a third overall pick, I could have picked Towns or Russell. It didn't really matter because I had the picks 2 to 6, so I ended up picking a bunch of players, and I'll probably end up fast forwarding it because I do an overall roster at the end. A couple things that I didn't record because my phone was out of memory, but at the end of the draft, we actually picked up Marc Gasol in the free agency because I thought I could trade Marc Gasol for Jahlil Okafor, but because Marc Gasol was so much cap space, it was actually really hard to get Jahlil Okafor, and I actually prefer Okafor over Towns, so I ended up trading Towns for Okafor, and I had to use like a bait and switch, which cost like 1200 VC, but in the end we picked up Jahlil. And let me know what you guys want me to do with Marc Gasol, because he's on the roster, but I don't really have any use for him because this is Road to Rookies, or Rookies to Glory, and he really isn't a rookie or even like a second-year player. So let me know what you want me to do with him, and I'll end up doing it. We'll probably trade him for another rookie though. Maybe Willie Cauley-Stein, depending if I can do that. But I also picked up Jordan Clarkson because D'Angelo Russell is going to play with Jordan Clarkson, and we also needed another point guard, and just in case I couldn't get one, I ended up picking Jordan Clarkson. But this about does it for episode 1 of Rookies to Glory. Please comment, like, and subscribe for more content, and until next time, see ya.
No sign, the roaring thunder stopped in cold to read.